Hey guys, it's Tim. It is Monday, the 9th of January at about 1:45 in the afternoon. Today, wow, that water's still hot. Gonna face lather some Mitchells with the Edwin Jagger brush. Funny thing just happened. I haven't used Mitchells in a while. And I didn't realize that the seal, or the little bit, not the seal, but you know, a cake of soap kind of glues itself to whatever vessel it's in. Because I haven't used it in a while, it shrunk up. And when I went to dump the water that was soaking on it out, it probably removed itself into my sink. So now I've got a big old water stain down in front of my, well, not stain, but water spots all over the front of my work trousers. I was debating bowl versus face lathering for this, but I haven't used Mitchells yet, and I only loaded for about 45 seconds to really kind of see what this brush will do. I don't want to say with a short load time, but you would expect a Silvertip brush that's a bit on the soft side. I refuse to say floppy because I don't think this thing is floppy. And I don't think it's usually fair to call a Silvertip brush floppy. There are exceptions. But wanted to see how this would act with a shorter load time. So far so good. The knot's starting to fill up nicely with lather. It's a little bit dry. We'll fix that. I also changed things up a little bit on the pre-shave today. Instead of Noxzema, I went with the that lavender softening soap I got the other day, and used it similarly, hate that word, to how I use Noxzema. I hopped in the shower, washed my face with it, tried to knock off the immediate pile of dry skin, and then wash it again and just let the lather sit for the duration of my shower. And it seems to have done alright. We'll see how it does when steel hits face here in a minute. Still needs a little more water. And by a little more, I mean more than what I put in. This'll do. Just kind of work this around for a minute. That's outstanding. That is a great lather out of this. Feels really good on the face. Obviously have plenty in this brush. I'm going to use the 1924 today. I enjoyed using that the other day, so we'll go back to it. One thing before I start, I just remembered. Oh crap, where is it in here? Bear with me a second. I hate being wrong, so I want to make sure I'm right, but this is taking a minute. Scroll down. It's not. I had to figure out how to alphabetize my playlists in Spotify because this is really annoying. Aha, here we go. I was listening to / starting the break-in process on a pair of headphones last night, and I was in the mood for some James Gang. And I have to say, the guitar tone that Joe Walsh gets is usually outstanding, but on James Gang Rides Again, which is the one with Bomber on it, is simply amazing. Matter of fact, I think the Bomber Suite may be some of the best recorded guitar tone of its time, and I know there were a lot of heavyweights back then, but my goodness. Somebody wants you to explain to them why people spend so much money on vintage Les Pauls. Play them the Bomber. That sound. Oh. Oh, it certainly doesn't hurt in Mr. Walsh's case that he is a electronics guy, ham radio operator type of fellow. So he's often made his, well, not often, he's known for having made some of his own effects, buffer pedals, etc., overdrive pedal tweaks, messing with his amps. But you can't, none of it's taken away from the sound of his, you know, his burst. It's phenomenal. The note definition, even under heavy overdrive, is ridiculous. The guitar just sings. Outside of that, not a whole hell of a lot on my mind. I'm glad I only did one pass last night because I had enough to shave with today. Had I played around and went against the grain, I'd have been very disappointed upon waking up. Not doing too bad. That's gonna need a little work. This is, if I'm honest, not the best lather I've ever done with Mitchell's, but it's definitely serviceable. Even though it seemed like it went away there, it was still a good bit there. This is probably, I usually have mine a bit creamier than this. This is probably closer to Beetlejuice's in consistency. If I had to guess, at least how it looks on his face in the videos. That'd be my guess. Still plenty left. Well, let me show you the side that, but I mean, it's still fairly engorged with lather. I was watching Tom's honing video, made it through the whole hour. Only had to rewatch a couple of sections twice because of domestic interference, which is quite surprising in itself. That looks far more straightforward than I imagined it. I'd not given it a lot of thought before. And I sent Tom a message with a link to some pictures of the vintage straights that I've bought in antique shops around here, with the goal of restoring them eventually, but they were too cheap to pass up. I think I may give it a shot. It won't be anytime soon. And yes, fragrance collector, it's going to happen before I get a scuttle. And all you guys on a big shave, it'll happen before I get a future. So there. I have an adjustable. I don't have that itch for the future that everybody else seems to have. Sorry, I keep looking at this because I wasn't sure I had the right side down. Little weeper here on the neck. I don't usually, I don't normally advocate ever really moving the razor while you use it, but this bit coming around the throat, I kinda have to, because then I can sort of half-ass Gillette slide and get that stuff, because it grows at an angle that's not straight across, it's not really up, it's not really down. And that helps me get those hairs. If you're thinking about trying it, just be careful. I don't want you cutting yourself because you think it'll work for you. Ah, that's much better. Get a little lather there. Just feels a little too rough. Sesame Street must be on. I hear my daughter saying cookie. And it's really cute to hear a 2-year-old try and imitate Cookie Monster. Especially when that 2-year-old's a cute little girl. Not feeling very deft at all today with this. Alright, let me adjust my fingers a bit so you can see this. Ow, that was lip. Yep, that's gonna bleed. It's one of the reasons I don't much care for using a really flat razor in my upper lip area. That's why I don't particularly care for the R41 on the lip. Oh, if you can hear that, that's like 3 very stubborn hairs right here. Got him, coach. Alrighty. Prints off to see how we did. Aside from the bleeding lip because I'm dumb, and that weave around my neck. Pull up your sleeve. Holy mackerel, that's still hot. What time is it? Jesus. I was going to use that towel, but since I kind of mopped up water off the floor from dropping my Mitchell's puck, probably not a good idea. Not too bad. This area could use a little work. I'm not too worried about it. It's only Monday. Alright, that'll do. Just gonna do a little bit of witch hazel and some Superdrug moisturizer today. Excuse me a minute. I wanted to kick the door shut because I just heard the dogs come up the steps. I don't know if I can... Why wouldn't you be able to use dipstick on your lip? Oh. Wow. Holy crap. That really stung. Yeehaw. So witch hazel's on. My lip might have stopped bleeding. It's hard to tell given its color. And a little Superdrug moisturizer. Now my forehead wasn't nearly this red before I got in the shower. If you can see the washcloth behind my head, kinda went crazy trying to exfoliate it. Hey baby, you going down for now? Hey? See you tomorrow. Alright, there's cologne. Use some opium for today. This stuff is quite potent, and luckily the particular atomizer on this bottle is cooperable. I do like a bit, in this area, because then I get to smell it. The nice thing about this is you give it if you barely press on it, you can get just a few drips out, and that's enough, because it's a powerhouse. And then just one spray there, that'll do. Shit, that'll last you 2 days. It's pretty crazy strong. Glad I wasn't. I mean, I was around in the late 70s, and by late 70s I mean about a month and 3 days of them. I can't imagine what it would have been like to go out then. Every man wearing something that strong and that loud, when you could smoke everywhere and you were trying to mask the scent of smoke. Wowie, that would be amazing, and not in a good way. I think of all those guys wearing, Koros and gray flannel, opium. Not that gray flannel is a horrible scent, but it can be a bit heavy. Drakkar, the original polo. My God. Alrighty, she goes back on the shelf for another day. That'll do. Hope you all have a great day. Have a good shave, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.